Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Pat Harvey.
And I'm Juan Fernandez. Rutabe Shabazi has the evening off.
At 5 p.m. 1 year ago tonight, Juan and I and the CBS LA team were in wall-to-wall breaking news coverage of the Palisades fire that was exploding at the time.
That's right, Pat. A short time later, we began our coverage of the Eaton fire, and those fires ultimately became some of the worst in Southern California history.
And our team has been dedicated to covering the aftermath and the recovery. We begin with Jasmine Viel. She's live in Altadena 1 year later. Jazz?
Yeah, and Pat and Juan, I was standing right behind me on Lake Avenue watching buildings burn, watching a bank burn down 1 year ago during the Eaton fire. And to mark 1 year since the fire, the community coming together right here in this parking lot of the grocery outlet. And what better way than to have local restaurants come out here and feed the Altadena community. And for many here, it's been this uneven recovery. Aid is falling short, housing options are disappearing, more families are facing the threat of homelessness, and one man knows that all too well.
My mother just received an eviction notice.
Zaire Calvin lost more than most in the Eaton fire.
Lost 5 homes, lost everything, and my sister died in the fire.
His sister, 59-year-old Evelyn McClendon, never made it out of her home. On New Year's Day, he carried her name and the names of 18 other victims who died in the Rose Parade.
The biggest thing she ever said to me is, little brother, when you're going through life, make sure you take the time to smell the flowers.
But Calvin doesn't have much time to do that now. He's fighting to keep his own family housed while working to help others in his community rebuild through local grassroots organizations.
At least I'm in a position to fight for the community and bringing all of our representatives together and being able to do that, fighting for housing.
He joined other fire survivors and elected leaders in Altadena Wednesday as they talked about the recovery efforts and the need for more accountability.
Whether a family is able to get back home or is displaced permanently comes down to one thing: money.
Joy Chen with the Eaton Fire Survivors Network says with 7 in 10 Eaton and Palisades families still displaced 1 year later, they are working hard to move the money to the survivors who deserve it.
Just the first year since the fire, our community unlocked over $100 million in delayed insurance payments, and more is coming. There are 3 sources that each owes survivors tens of billions of dollars: Edison, insurance companies, and the federal government.
LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger says this survivor-led coalition has helped to shed light on what went wrong before, during, and after the Eaton fire.
I welcome investigations across the board. I have promised these survivors that we're going to get answers, and we will get answers.
As the attention remains on Southern California Edison, the utility said since opening a compensation program tied to the Eaton fire, more than 1,800 customers have applied. The company has made 82 settlement offers totaling more than $34 million, and 31 claims have been paid so far.
Let's be clear. Edison must pay everything that they are liable for.
Zaire was among the first to file suit against Edison. Now his focus is firmly on the future.
2 years from today, 2028, 85% needs to be built back. And that is our aggressive plan.
But they're going to get it done. Behind me, you just had a band playing. There will be many speakers out here tonight, also remembering the victims, the people killed in the Eaton fire. There is another candlelight vigil happening Sunday at the Altadena Town and Country Club. They say, you know, healing, so many out here, Pat and Juan, that healing, it doesn't happen in a day, doesn't happen in a week, not even a year, but they're going to do it together. Now I'm going to go continue our team coverage and go out to Rachel Kim in the Palisades. Rachel.
Yeah, Jazz, to mark 1 year since the Palisades fire, residents who lost homes and businesses here, they came together for a demonstration with a very clear message. They say this fire was preventable, and the failures that allowed it to happen, they say, need to be addressed. Now, some people told us in terms of their recovery efforts, over the past year, they said they've had no movement. So now they are demanding action.
It was the realization that all of this was preventable. Yeah.
a peaceful gathering with a powerful message.
We need our voices heard by people who might be able to help us.
Many of the people gathered here at Palisades Village lost their home to the Palisades fire 1 year ago. Now they're demanding accountability and transparency from local government officials when it comes to their response and readiness last January.
They didn't send anybody to us. They had fire trucks down on the beach. They had people from Orange County waiting in hotels, and they wouldn't send them up. They didn't help us.
Jim Kanan lost his home that's been in his family for over 60 years. His mother's home next door and his great aunt's house nearby gone too. He believes the city of LA failed him and others who lost so much.
We have nothing. I have pictures of my kids that I'll never have again. I have notes from my dad who passed away 20 years ago that I'll never have again.
Local leaders, let us burn.
One of the organizers of this demonstration, called They Let Us Burn, tells us they want leaders on every level to listen to their demands.
The easiest thing that the city could give us is to waive our permit fees. Homeowners here are paying mortgages, they're paying rents for their wherever they're living now, they're paying property taxes. It's unfathomable.
Engel says they want reform in wildfire preparedness and emergency response, as well as insurance recovery.
We've paid our premiums month after month for years, and now when it's time for them to pay up because of this disaster, they're not.
To try to rebuild in the Palisades, we live in a 1,300 square foot house. You can't build a 1,300 square foot. It's not feasibly or financeable. It's not financially feasible.
Kanan says it's been very difficult for his family to return to the Palisades to see the devastation and loss.
I grew up here, and it's seeing people that I grew up with just kind of for the first time in a year. It just kind of sucks.
To help comfort this community, St. Matthew's Episcopal Church hosted the first concert in the chapel since the fires. It featured Grammy Award-winning violinist Anne Akiko Myers, who is from the Palisades.
Music is so amazing in that it can bring us together and bring the community together to heal. And that's really my intention here.
Akiko Myers was displaced after the fire. She wanted to play the violin on what she called a special and reflective day of remembering.
It was just so beautiful and ethereal and can be so transporting. And that's what we all really need right now.
Such beautiful sounds. Now, for those interested, there will be another concert at 7 p.m. at St. Matthew's Episcopal Church here in the Palisades. I do want to mention that Mayor Karen Bass issued a statement on the 1-year mark of the Palisades fire. She said that she remains committed to using the full force of her mayoral power to restore this community and return families back to their homes as quickly and as safely as possible. And she says that includes working with every level of government, the insurance industry, as well as the business sector. Reporting live in the Palisades, Rachel Kim, CBS LA.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Nice to see people still coming together after 1 year. Now, fire victims are taking this time to reflect on the past year in a unique way.
Doors of Reflection is an art installation of sorts. 4 doors are brought to locations across Altadena, where the community is invited to share written messages and memories on each of those doors. After January 12th, doors can be viewed at the Eaton Fire Collaboratory.
The family of Charles Mortimer, the family of Elizabeth Morgan.
At the Palisades American Legion Post, a remembrance ceremony was held for the 12 people killed in the Palisades fire. Flags were presented to the victims' families.
Former reality star Spencer Pratt announced today he's running for mayor of Los Angeles. He and his wife Heidi Montag lost their home in the Palisades fire. Pratt has been critical of Governor Newsom and Mayor Bass's handling of the fire and the recovery efforts.